Moja sestro stara planino, gorda je visoka, ja porasto lična momac.
Hi, I'm Richard Kimball and I'm from the Republic of Moldova. I was there from 1993 to 1995 and I was an English language volunteer and I was in the capital in Chisinau, just on the outskirts of town at the College of Microelectronics and Computers. Sure, I remember the first Moldovan wedding that I went to. We had a really good time with my students that I went down to Cimășlia in the little village of Topal, and we were there and we were having a really good time at the dance the night before, and I remember I got dragged out and almost beat up before my my student saved me. But and the guy the next day came and apologized profusely and gave us 10 liters of wine as a to apologize. So it was an interesting experience, a good time.
Okay, my name is Anna Delegati, formerly Anna Morgan. I was in Moldova from 99 to 2001, living in Giurgiulești, the southernmost village next to Romania. One anecdote I can tell is that one time, after school one day, a woman came to give me a gift. One of my one of my students' mothers, and she said, "Here, this is for you. We want you to have this." And I opened it up, and I wasn't sure what it was. It was something soft, and I brought it home with me, and I wasn't really sure what to do with it. And it was a pig's ear. So that's the first time I'd ever gotten a pig's ear before, and I don't think I have since.
Hi, my name is Barbara Martinez, and I was a Peace Corps volunteer in the Republic of Moldova from 1999 to 2001. I lived in a little village called Kolibaș, and I had such a wonderful experience there. One of the things that I remember most was my host's mom, and she was such a wonderful lady. It was amazing to just wake up with her, and there was a time when we only got 4 hours of electricity because of the remote village that we were in, so we spent a lot of time. She would braid my hair, I would braid hers, and I just learned so much from being there and actually experiencing something completely different. And to her, I just want to tell her that she meant so much to me, and I'm so glad I did it, and I highly recommend this to everyone, because you learn to look at other people and in other worlds with such a brand new light, and you really learn humanity, the goodness of humanity going through this. So I'm so glad I did it, and thank you for Peace Corps for giving me that opportunity.
My name's Tom Maxwell. I was in Moldova from 1999 to 2001. I was the 7th group there, so I'm called Moldova 7. I lived in the town or small city of Ungen, which is on the Romanian border on the Prut River. This is actually right on the border of where the Soviet Union used to stop and Romania used to start. So this was the most heavily guarded border in the world for some time, and I lived right there, which is a very interesting experience in itself. I would say some of my fondest memories were starting up a Little League baseball team, and they have done exceedingly well. I'm happy to say that I'm one of the founding members of baseball in Moldova, and this past year they lost in the European Championships, and hopefully one day they will win the European Championships and go to Williamsport and be on TV, in which case I am booking a plane ticket to Williamsport to go watch, kids that are results of a program that I was heavily involved in.
Fantastic. Okay, Rebecca Bailey, Moldova, 2002 to 2005, Orsoaia and Cauchin. Okay. So many things come to my mind. Well, since we're at a picnic today, I'm thinking about a picnic that we would go out into the woods with friends and just enjoying sharing food together. Shashlik, meat on a stick, basically. Kind of like a barbecue. Okay. There'd be salads and, of course, Moldovan wine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my name is Joe Barr, and I was in the Republic of Moldova as a Peace Corps volunteer from 2004 to 2006. I was in the capital, Chisinau.
devojče bez jerđenje.
My comments of privacy being one of the big differences. We cherish privacy as Americans, and we have doors that don't have windows in them on bedrooms, for example, or bathrooms. On all of their bedrooms and bathrooms, they have opaque windows, granted, but they are windows. And so for, you know, someone taking a shower, an American taking a shower, you're still hiding yourself on the other side of a closed door because there's a window in it. Even though it's an opaque window, it's still odd. And I remember once they had a young daughter. She was 17, and in fact she was a model. She walked in on me once accidentally. You know, she just didn't know I was in there, and it was this embarrassing moment. And I throw the towel, you know. But you know, the differences in privacy, even though that doesn't really reflect the fact that she walked in on me, doesn't reflect differences. But one of the things this host family did for me, that young daughter was staying in the same room as mom, her mother, because they gave me, and you've probably experienced this as well, and the gift-giving culture and the hospitality that you see in other countries different from here, they gave me the best room, mom's room. Mom moved in with daughter while I was staying there, and the mother actually explained to me, we understand that we're giving you your own room, because they had already started to get the sense of what American individuality and privacy meant. And so she was already understanding, you know, that exchange that you have. We as Peace Corps volunteers or other people who travel learn of another culture. They were in turn learning about notions of privacy and individuality because they had other Peace Corps volunteers stay. By the time I got there, they were already broken in. They got it. You get your own room. We don't walk in on you. They didn't have locks on their doors either. On their front doors certainly, but on the bedroom doors, no. Yeah, they had a son as well. Young son, young daughter would bust into each other's rooms at any moment, even if the door was closed. They never did that for me because they understood that that's just not what you do with an American. So that kind of exchange, you know, the exchange of ideas goes both ways. The two-way
Now
street.
you said that they had...
My name is Dachin Albaro. I served as a Peace Corps volunteer in the Republic of Moldova in Eastern Europe from 2005 until 2007. I was stationed in Belts, Moldova, and my chief occupation was as a community and organizational development volunteer with a youth NGO called Consiliu pentru Unire. And one of the things that remains with me today is when I had a student, Alina Martinuk, who came into my office after class one day, and she was so depressed about her English language capability, which was astounding for me because it was actually quite high. What I felt like she really needed was encouragement, that she could do it, a sense that she really could realize her dream, which was to go to the United States and work abroad. And I'm really excited to report that today, 4 years later, not only has she lived and worked and studied successfully in the US, but also in Singapore as well, and she is continually looking for new opportunities to work abroad. So even though I wasn't placed as a TEFL volunteer, I'm amazed at the contributions that we made as Peace Corps volunteers throughout our service, very informally, just through telling somebody that they can do something, just empowering them informally through that way, and mentoring people. This is one of the things that really remains with me today and makes me really glad that I served as a Peace Corps volunteer.
So I'm Johan D'Agostino. I served in the Republic of Moldova from 2007 to 2009. I was in a village called Javgur, which is a village of about 900 people where I worked out of a mayor's office. As far as kind of my most memorable moment from my service, I feel that it'll maybe be descriptive to talk about the moment where I felt that things started to click. I had been in my community for about 3 months, and I was sitting down at dinner with a bunch of people, and I actually started to understand conversations. 3 months of language training, 3 months of work in my community, and it was strange to sit there and listen and comprehend inside my brain what people were saying that before I had no idea what was going on. Every night I would go to bed, I think, kind of exhausted trying to get through this new language. And then at that point, things started to click, work started to work. And it was great to become a part of a new community, and I really started to feel like I belonged. I think I'll go now towards the end of my service a little bit. I sort of tried to reflect a little bit on what I had done, and as a Peace Corps volunteer, I felt like I had just spent a lot of time getting to know people. I'd worked on a few projects in my community, but towards the end of my service, probably one of the greater compliments I was offered was this teacher had been teaching at the school for probably the greater part of 40 years, and she said, in our village's history, we turn the page and every page of the book is the same. But now we've got a couple of pages that have you in it, so that's kind of interesting. So that was the best compliment I could have received over my 2 years of service.
Fantastic, okay.
Bez ljubav prekara.